Hello buddies. Welcome back to Quick Movies. Today, I'm going to explain a 2022 Spanish mystery movie called The Chalk Line. In the start of the movie we see some time around evening time, Paula and her better half, Simon, are driving home when Simon abruptly spots something in the street and cautions his significant other to be careful. Paula stops the vehicle and the couple escape the vehicle, finding a meandering young lady who is following the street marking. As they approach her, the young lady gets terrified, then, at that point, runs into a speeding bike. The motorbike endeavors to evade the young lady and accidents off the road. They quickly salvage the young lady while shockingly overlooking the withering rider. They bring them into an emergency clinic where the specialist makes sense of that she's in an extremely wiped out condition. Not long later, the analysts show up, examining the couple regarding the young lady's background, but they know nothing about her. By in the morning, the couple at last make it home. Paula promptly hurries into the washroom where she furtively infuses a prescription to her gut, then resets the caution for the resulting dose. It seems like she purposely attempts to conceal it from his husband. Still that day, Paula and Simon return to the hospital. Dr. Gloria lets them know that the young lady's muffled and her kidney capability is low. However, she expects that she is Clara after she responds firmly when a medical caretaker with a similar name is being called. As they arrive at Clara's room, they hear the young lady shouting in torment, yet the medical attendants can't comprehend her. Paula quickly mediates and embraces Clara to quiet her down inside a chalk box, which is successful. That evening, the couple join a supper facilitated by their neighbors, Claudia and Beltran, where Paula and Simon share about Clara's condition. Maite and her significant other Eduardo likewise present there. The next day, the couple visit Clara in the emergency clinic, sorting out that she's restricted and has been vigorously sedated. As her medical issues is deteriorating, the specialist asks them to leave. The couple is stressed over her, and since they actually can't find any data about her folks, they plan to briefly embrace her. Dr. Gloria likewise imagines that is the most effective way to lay out an association with Clara to assist her with recuperating, so she concurs with it. That night, they at last bring Clara home. Learning from the occurrence at the emergency clinic, Paula understands that she should be encircled by chalk lines, so she draws a square shape around her bed to cause her to feel safe. The following day, Clara awakens, attempting to adjust with her new room. Paula even readies a morning meal for herself and endeavors to frame a more profound bond with the girl. Soon, Paula does an examination utilizing a plant pot to study Clara's uniqueness. She finds that the young lady will be okay however long she doesn't pass the chalk boundaries. The couple choose to draw away along the house so she can move freely. The following day, Specialist Gloria comes to the house to mind Clara's condition. She powers the young lady to step over the chalk line and advises the couple to stand by in the kitchen. As soon as Gloria deletes the line, Clara starts to shout in torment and represents the principal time. She more than once yells "Booma" until Paula can take it no more and chooses to mediate to quiet her down. Afterwards, they proceed with a meeting where Gloria gets some information about the word she expressed before, but she declines to talk. Instead, Clara murmurs a few expressions to Paula, to which the ladies might understand. At any point time goes on, Clara starts to have a good sense of security around Paula. After that, Paula and the others assemble again for one more neighborhood meeting. When they're eating together, Eduardo volunteers to get a glass for Paula in the kitchen. The next day, Claudia carries her girl to play with Clara, yet it doesn't go well. When Claudia eats toast bread with jam, she unexpectedly stifles on something. She takes out a glass shard from her throat, which they expect comes from the jam. Simon finds that the line's exceptionally near the cooler, certainly expecting that the young lady is the guilty party, yet Paula promptly disagrees. The neighbors are seen external the house examining the mishap, which makes Paula worried. Shortly later, Simon comes to his better half, telling her that one of the words the young lady said before was written in a chalk box. The couple, with the help of Gloria, keep deciphering the words until they figure out that they are German. There's as yet one concealed word, however the specialist promptly considers the police, trusting that they can find her parents. Paula finds out if she's a German, yet she disregards her and keeps tackling puzzles. As she attempts to dig further about her experience, she unexpectedly gets diverted by a boisterous sound of her washing machine. She checks the machine, finding that it's spilling over, a direct result of a bunch of keys inside a pants. Paula gets back to the room, yet the young lady out of nowhere goes missing. She looks through all around the house, finding that the fundamental entryway is left open. Paula endeavors to look through external the house, yet to no avail. However, when she returns in alarm, she figures out that the young lady's with Simon. Paula feels that she's stowed away from her, yet Clara says nothing. She asks her what "booma" is, the final word they actually can't sort out. The importance of Paula takes steps to eradicate the line on the off chance that she doesn't give a reaction, yet she rebels. At a similar time, she understands that Eduardo is seeing from his place. A few seconds after the fact, Specialist Gloria stops by to scrutinize the couple about the glass incident. Afterwards, Clara comes in and shows Paula a drawing of apparently like a house. Frustrated that she cannot decipher the drawing, Clara tears the paper out and leaves. Gloria infers that Clara is not advancing by any means and chooses to take her back from the couple, Paula actually doesn't surrender and continues to attempt to decipher the Boomo word. Unfortunately, as she at last sorts out the significance, she out of nowhere stifles on a piece of broken glass after she drinks the milk from the fridge. She scarcely figures out how to pull out the wrecked glass. When she emerges from the restroom, Clara vanishes again with the principal entryway left wide open. This time, Paula calls the police. The analysts accept that Clara took off all alone, yet she emphatically contradicts it. The following day, the neighbors assemble at the couple's house. When Claudia specifies that she'll conceive an offspring sooner than anticipated, Paula unexpectedly gets set off and removes everybody from the house. Shortly later, Simon at long last shouts out about his better half subtly infusing medication. Turns out that this time Paula's experiencing difficulty imagining and they chose to have some time off from every one of the therapies, yet she broke the agreement. The spouse admits that he deliberately brought Paula home to fix their relationship, yet it appears to be that the presence of the young lady just makes it worse. When Simon's away, Paula gets a call from Clara, promptly detailing it to the police. At the police headquarters, the analysts follow the call and uncover that the call was produced using Paula's phone. Thus they feel that Paula's having some psychological problem. Upon finishing the clinical assessment, she's permitted to go home. As Paula leaves, she takes a record comprising of wrongdoing against kids cases in Germany. While checking on the reports cautiously, she runs over an instance of a 12 years of age young lady named Ingrid and unintentionally finds a photograph with the very origami that Clara made before in their home. Paula approaches the capable scientific pathologist to assemble more information. After asking a few times, the specialist uncovers that the casualty's kidneys were no longer functioning. Paula keeps writing on the web, finding origami with a comparative shape that Clara made on the casualty's house. Arriving at home, she surges over to Clara's room and finds a similar origami on the window. She looks at Clara's past drawing and at last finds that it portrays Eduardo's home from the window again. She sees Eduardo noticing her from his house. The secret is at long last tackled. Paula quickly reports to the police that Eduardo may be the superb suspect in Clara's vanishing case. After hanging up the telephone, she continues to go to Eduardo's house. Moving to Eduardo's viewpoint, it's uncovered that he's the person who put Clara out and about in light of the fact that she's sick. He likewise educated her not to talk prior to leaving her alone. That late evening during the local supper, he purposely broke glass and embedded the shards into the container and milk bottle. After that, he slipped into Simon's home trying to seize Clara, tossing the keys into the washing machine. Before he figured out how to get away, Simon got back, so he left her and ran away. The man is really an insane person. Even his own significant other fears him. It's additionally him who requested Maite to set off Paula by referencing her pregnancy. He utilized this chance to get Paula's telephone and settle on the decision, then, at that point, returning it without getting caught. Back to the present, Paula shows up at the mental case's home utilizing the reason of needing to get a map. Eduardo becomes dubious of her, yet at the same time follows the request. When the lady is going to leave, the entryway is locked and Eduardo assaults Paula with a mallet. He then, at that point, hauls the lady into a storm cellar where Clara is remaining. This time he secures her in another room and limits him to a pole. Moments later, the police thump on the entryway, however the wreck has been completely cleaned. Coming back to the storm cellar, Eduardo questions Paula, who admits that he's found Ingrid from the report she took earlier. While the maniac is away, Paula figures out how to open the entryway and pass the chalk to Clara, asking her to be daring and make her own particular manner out. Meanwhile, in the wake of looking through in Paula's home, Eduardo at long last finds the evidence. He gets back to the cellar, yet can't find the young lady there. The irritated mental case scavenges all around the place. Fortunately, Clara figures out how to arrive at the entryway and lock the grown-ups inside the basement. She continues to draw away for escape until she's stuck at the principal entryway of the house. Left with no choice, Clara drives herself to stroll past the chalk line without precedent for her life. She figures out how to walk a couple of steps and furthermore, shouts for help. However, Simon's chatting on the phone, not focusing at the window. Bad karma for her. Maite finds the young lady and returns her to the house. In the morning, Maite unexpectedly isn't apprehensive about his better half any longer, expressing that she'll at last have the opportunity she merited in her life, yet Eduardo disregards her. Soon, as the spouse is partaking in his morning meal, Maite opens the principal entryway and a few officials break into the house, capturing Eduardo and liberating the women. Sometimes later, Paula considers Clara, who's sent back to Germany where she resides with her grandparents, who's really Ingrid's parents. It's likewise uncovered that Paula is at long last pregnant. Thanks for watching. Please buddies subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.